I learned today that a dear friend of mine is about to undergo open heart surgery for a bypass. And, he's in his 50s, and so he's still young. But it triggered a lot of insights and realizations because you're in your 50s. I have like a couple of friends who died in their 50s. I think three friends from high school. And so you never know when your life is going to end. Thankfully, the open heart surgery that he's going to undergo, uh, it's a common surgery. But of course, it's open heart surgery. Anything can happen. And so I want to use that opportunity to share with you, whatever it is that you dream about, whatever it is that you want to do in this life, don't postpone it, because your life can end anytime, through an accident, through a medical condition. It's just like, I think one good attitude to have is to live every life fully, like as if it was your last day on this planet. I know it sounds a little bit extreme, but another way to look at it is, you know, don't indulge in any negative thought, because when you have a negative thought, it means that you're going to be feeling bad for a couple of seconds, maybe a couple of minutes. So the minute that you have a negative thought, or a thought that doesn't feel comfortable to you and you don't like that thought, well, that's a signal that you have to change your mind right away, because otherwise you're going to let the negative emotions fester, and it's going to lead you to negative actions and maybe inaction. A lot of people have negative thoughts and they just decide not to take action. And so it's very important to live mindfully. And the reason why I'm talking about all this, of course, is that today I realize that life can be very short. My dear friend, my dear friend is very healthy. There's no external indication or sign that he needed, open heart surgery. It just happens that, the doctors told him that, he needs to undergo open heart surgery. Otherwise, it's going to be a big risk. And so, you know, it's this is not something that most people enjoy thinking about, like, because nobody wants to think about, when you're gonna die, right? And we don't think about that. Yeah, yeah, sure, I'm mortal, I'm gonna die, but it's gonna be a couple of years, a couple of decades in the future. But we don't have that kind of control. And so that's why I encourage people to go for their dream career, go for, I don't know, the dream woman. If you like a woman, just ask her out. Well, what's the worst that can happen? She can say no, right? She has a choice, and if she says no, that's fine. You don't want to go out with a woman who's not attracted to you. Same thing with a woman these days. Women can ask men out. Or a job. You want a job, you don't have all the qualification, just go for it. You want to start a business, you don't have business training, just do it. And I'm a business professor, I'm a business coach, I can help you. But the important thing is just to go ahead and do it. And do it. I know that a lot of people have been telling you maybe the same thing. But we always need someone to push us. Like in my case, for example, I'm not comfortable showing my face on a YouTube live stream. I prefer just to talk, or to write a blog. But just push yourself. Show your face in a YouTube live stream. I remember a couple of years ago, I began to record my voice in 5 minutes. So I gave myself only 5 minutes to explain an idea. And at the time, I used my smartphone and I didn't show my face. I just, recorded my voice. And lo and behold, within a matter of weeks, I had 300 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is amazing. But it didn't occur to me that I had to show my face. But I think that it's a human thing. Like when I watch a YouTube video, I don't really need to see people's face. I just need to see like the computers and what they're doing. But I realized that when you show your face, it's something human, right? And maybe that's what's going to be high value in today's AI world, where most likely what you see on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, it's going to be some AI avatar. But I think there's going to be a demand for talking and seeing a real human being live stream on YouTube. And so, anyways, I guess my point today, when I learned the bad news that my dear friend is going to undergo open heart surgery, it just made me realize, there are so many things I want to do in this life. I could die, I could get hit by a truck like tomorrow or next week or in a few years. You just don't know. You don't control that kind of thing. But what you can control is, number one, you can decide what kind of life you want to have, what kind of work, what kind of wife, what kind of husband, what kind of clothes you want to wear, what kind of car you want to drive, what kind of house you want to live in, and start charting and planning your way to getting all those things and all those experiences that you're going to have in this very short life. Because like I said, I have 3 or 4 friends, high school friends. They just died in their 50s. And in fact, I know like 2 women, very talented women, who died in their 30s. So you just never know. You have a very short and limited life. Make the most of it. But again, the problem is that we always tend to delay. Oh, yeah, one day I'm going to do this. One day I'm going to do that. So my challenge to you is, instead of saying one day, say day one. Okay? Not one day, day one. This is the first day when you're actually going to do something that's going to take you out of your comfort zone. And I want to be a leader. So that's why today I decided, I don't want to use the F word, but F it. I'm going to live stream. I'm going to show my face today, and just to see what happens. And guess what? I'm not dead yet. Live streaming on YouTube is not going to kill you, but I can't tell you the unlock, the psychological unlock inside of my mind. If I can live stream on YouTube using just my phone, then there are so many things I can do. I can teach on YouTube. I can teach to anyone in the world who can understand English, and they can write all their questions below, and I can answer them. So anyways, that's what I want to share with you. Life is very short. Whatever you're dreaming about, start doing it today. All right.